Oh, sugar, da 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 da. Oh, honey, honey. All right, guess what? We have set the date for the IndieGoGo, and it's going to be Halloween. And, I want you all to come out and put your money down. I know that's kind of pushy, but it's going to be a great project, and you're going to love it. We're going to have Sugar. We're going to have her daddy X, and we're going to have a whole bunch of ne'er-do-wells that, they encounter Sugar, and stuff happens. I need to talk a little bit about what is going on with the project. Now, the initial goal will be $10,000. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but I need a certain amount of money to continue the saga. The first book, if it just comes to that, will be this 30-page book that tells a standalone story about Sugar and this particular adventure. However, if we exceed expectations and move on to get more money, then I can proceed with the saga. Otherwise, I'll have to do the first book, and then we'll do another IndieGoGo to do another book, and then to compile it eventually into a graphic novel completely that will tell the first arc of the saga. There are 3 arcs, thus a trilogy, that can be put together that will tell her saga. I keep saying that word, but her entire story from beginning to end. And then, for the universe of Lost Peaks, there are a lot of other characters. There's a lot of other side stories that I've done that could be expanded upon, and other timelines to explore. Maybe even, if I have enough money, I can commission other writers to deal with, some of these stories, the outlines that I have, the short stories, they can adapt them. And then, obviously getting other artists that possibly could cover everything, because Whiskey Paint cannot cover all the different stories that I have and different lines of inquiry that could go into the Lost Peaks universe. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I would love to have a great success, beyond 10,000. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't like to see the kind of money that some of our other compatriots in this movement have experienced? But I'm not pie in the sky, and I'm not smoking that dream pipe. What I do know is that I would like to have $10,000, because that would make it easy to start the next project as well as do the project at hand. And I want to do that project so that people will see what can be accomplished, at least that, and see Whiskey Paint's art and our story flow, and understand that we have the capabilities to do great things. You've seen some of the art. This is one piece right here that's just the base plate of this video. It's a poster that I kind of said, Whiskey Paint, do what you want to do, and he came up with this beautiful picture of Sugar. There's more of it, and if you want to see it, you can go online and find me at Slick Jimmy Love, and it's there in the feed and timeline. I would like people to want to buy the products that we're putting out. There's going to be merchandise as well. There's going to be posters and t-shirts, mugs, other stuff, maybe even action figures if I can get enough money, but that takes quite a bit of funding to do, the prototype and the maquette, unless it's just like a statuette or something. I've been looking at those things. I want people to get excited. I want the people to look at Lost Peaks as an environment that's a character unto itself, that Sugar experiences, the greatness and the beauty of it, as well as the horror that is going to unfold in her story. I want each one of the characters that you encounter to be something that is memorable, like X, her father, the Dark Ronin, and Killer Cadillac, and the defrocked cardinal of the Universal Church, who is now a pimp and runs a casino. The Paladin, he's a cyborg operative for the government, but he's also kind of an independent contractor as well. The Scythe, he's the inheritor of a great house of assassins, but now has aligned himself with the Assassin's Guild as the Assassin's Guild has ascended and taken out all of its rivals throughout the world. I want you to experience and like even the terrible characters like Scarlet the Fury, who's a damaged and scarred person who is evil and loves nothing more to kill and to eat her victims. But I want to make characters that are memorable in a way you like them even though you hate them. Those are the best kind of characters in my opinion. Sugar is not untainted either. She's a thoroughly flawed individual. She's no Mary Sue, although she is extremely powerful. As I've said many times, she's an embryo of a goddess of sex and death, or a goddess of sex and death and embryo, however way you want to say it. Sugar is the main character. She's the main focus. I'll try to put it through her eyes. And I want you to feel her suffering and her angst and her ennui at the life that she has to lead and the motivations and the compulsions she has to do what she does. She has a destiny, I guess you'd say it, but she makes her own choices. Everyone chooses their own choices. I don't believe in fate. I believe that each person, an individual, is in life to make certain choices, and whether they go up or down or sideways, that is what life is all about. Progression and learning. And she has the same path to follow. It's unique to her. Why she exists. And she has an integral part to play in how the history of this world unfolds. Many people have died in ignominy because they don't have the kind of focus nor the talents and the skills that Sugar does. But Sugar's path will affect the entire planet and what unfolds in centuries to come. I know that's kind of flowery and overblown, but those are the best stories. We want to hear stories about the paragons that fall and those that rise from nothing to be great. Sugar's kind of both. She was born for greatness, but was put into a terrible place. And then rose again, even though it looked like maybe she would never survive. Sugar is nothing if not a survivor. She was born to survive. She's a little thing. I want you to picture her in your mind. Tiny she's not. She's 4'10", about 85 pounds. But she's 85 pounds like pure dynamite. And with her training, with her innate abilities, and later on, with her bonding with an entity of cosmic scope, she literally becomes overpowered. However, she's afraid of that power, as people who would have that power and had good conscience would ultimately be, because they know that power does corrupt. And Sugar doesn't want to be corrupted any more than she already has been. And she's been corrupted plenty, and not by her own choices. She is, in a way, an innocent that had to deal with the things that came her way. And she's only trying to cope. And she walks her path through Lost Peaks, the greatest city, the most wicked city of this world. All roads lead to Lost Peaks in this world. All lines of power. All lines of wealth. And it's a beautiful place. A place that you'd want to go. You'd want to see. But you maybe would not want to stay. Because Lost Peaks does not suffer fools lightly. In fact, it doesn't suffer fools or weakness at all. It only suffers the survivors. Like I said, Sugar and the people surround her. They're survivors. They're fighters. And they will go out, those who oppose them, tooth and nail. Even if it's not the best course. because they're not good or evil. They're flawed, just like everybody else. I'm looking to entertain when I put this out there. I want people to be ready and willing to pay to get the next installment, or even pay to get the whole thing done. I'd love to have enough money to do that, but I know the type of money that would take. And I'm not asking anybody to shell out that kind of bread. But there will be tiers in this project, higher tiers. And if those of you who have money out there want to put in, well, you're going to get some things back. There's going to be some exclusive things that I would like to put forward to people. Say, a replica of one of her swords, the Kopesh, what we call Sugar's Killer Curve. That would be one of the perks. Maybe a cosplay outfit done to exact specifications. That would be another one. There are even other things I'm thinking up that would cause people to want to put in more money. And there are smaller tiers where you might get a t-shirt exclusively that only you would get if you paid a certain amount. Those will be set up and you'll be able to see what they are. We'll also have a patron very soon, and if you feel like throwing a little bit of money my way, and this would also help, go to Whiskey Paint, as we are complete partners on this project to help us move forward, to build a great universe, a universe of scope, of texture, of nuance, and a lot of fun, and a lot of horror, and a lot of sexiness. I think you're going to enjoy it. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.